All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth in sincerity. And what I have here, it says this first liquid robot, and it's unbelievable. Now, this is more so of just, you gotta be like a watchman, as the scripture says. You gotta be like watchmen because of stuff like this. Because they've found more ways to advance technology in the weirdest of ways, and it's in the most messed up ways, because now they finding ways to insert some liquid robot inside your body when you take pills. I'm gonna let the video speak on it, but this is gonna be a quick video, but these are things that we got to watch out for, and all sorts of things. Even I'm learning that to be more aware of things, because things are not always easily told. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this video.
This is a slime robot, fully capable of moving in any direction through tiny spaces, around objects, and even grabbing onto things tightly. And it's completely created and controlled by humans. No, it's not Flubber from the movie with Robin Williams, a greatly unappreciated scientific masterpiece. This slime is truly a groundbreaking discovery and creation that could change the future of robotics, medicine, and humanity. Yes, the future of humanity may be impacted by a magnetic turd. Okay, in all seriousness, what exactly is it, and why is it significant? Well, we use robots for all sorts of purposes, but they aren't exactly known for their dexterity and nuanced touch, which is why this robot simply learning how to peel a banana without smashing it to bits was a huge breakthrough just this year. Miniature robots have also been created to navigate tight spaces, like these tiny objects coated with a magnetic spray, making the delivery of pills to a very specific part of the body a possibility. And the rise of nanobots has even opened the potential for microscopic machines that could be deployed inside the human body and act to identify or even destroy cancer in the future. But robots combining the ability for tight or tiny navigation and physical manipulation together are super rare. On the one hand, you have elastomer-based soft-body robots that are great for gentle manipulation in sensitive environments, but are limited in their deformability or how small they can get. And on the other hand, you have fluid-based soft-body robots, which are really good at fitting into small spaces, but are limited by their unstable shape. This is where our slime robot comes in. The slime is made up of a polymer called polyvinyl alcohol and borax, which can actually be created fairly simply. What you end up with is a slimy, blobby-like substance that can act like both a liquid and a solid. This behavior is called viscoelasticity, and it's kind of like when you mix together water and cornstarch and make oobleck, the non-Newtonian substance whose viscosity changes under pressure. If you smack it or touch it really quickly, it acts like a solid, but if handled slowly and gently, it acts like a liquid. The same is true of this slime, but what gives it its unique ability to move are tiny particles of neodymium magnets. Neodymium can create powerful permanent magnets that are super useful when you need a low magnet mass or volume, and in this case, because the slime is so small, the researchers wanted to use tiny magnets with high power. And these
So there you have it. I wanted to cut it short, but I think that was something important to it, as far as that neo thing that was mentioned. And this all equates to that micrograin, the M grain, to how whatever materials they use in it to manipulate the body, because we know they're going to pump it with something that can kill off people, switch off your account, and so all sorts of things once it's implanted in you. And their whole goal is to have total control, like it's Skynet for the Terminator. And that's their whole thing. They believe this is what is the end all be all, but it's not. When the Lord ultimately comes back and destroy this place, it's the end all be all. But this is Revelations 13 and 12, and it says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Right? And it says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the sight of the slugget from heaven on the sight slugget on the earth in the sight of men. Slugget, there we go. And it's even them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So that's all equivalent to what they these bastards done. They make these technologies to make it seem like it's a wonderful thing. To take herbs into turn into their form of medicine, which is actually the Lord's. But they tweak things. They make it more convenient because they're like, hey, we could just take this, we could pop a pill and get back to work and like act like nothing happened until you have a side effect. They don't tell you that much. Even though they put it on their bottles, like, hey, this side effect has such and such. But we became so comfortable that we don't read between the lines. And it will tell you what the side effects are. Even when you listen to commercials, they advertise a certain medical thing they have going on for people to try. But then at the end of it, the narrator will speak super fast, talking about all these side effects, and you can't really keep up unless you just sit there and really, really try to actually want to pay attention to it. And it was talk about all these side effects that some of these words are in Latin that you don't even understand. So imagine what they'll do with this M grain. They'll put up a good show and all this other stuff, but they'll lie to you. They won't tell you all the bad things that can happen with it, because Esau's technology is flawed. They know it. They want people to be sick. They want people to suffer. They want to put up a good image saying accept our technology because they'll benefit you, and they'll keep pushing the narrative. They'll keep coming up with more stuff. This thing, and I even mentioned it in even the video mentioned it. They want to start implementing this into medicines. They're going to start implementing into anything that you could think of. This is for us to be aware of, so that we don't end up easily taking everything Esau gives. Just like with them, the poking stick. Well, guess what? A lot of people die from that, but the ones that didn't are still doing fine. Hell, you may get the C virus. Guess what? You'll still have a higher chance of living than you did taking that poking stick. So I'm gonna keep reading. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So there's two parts to that, because even when you look at what they try to do recently, a couple years back, if you didn't take the poking stick, they will blame you for the deaths, or they will say that someone died because of the virus, but they won't tell you that these people died from the poking stick. But just like further in the future, when they start implementing the M grain, if you don't take it, they'll kill you. So there's so many avenues with what's been going on lately, especially with what they plan on doing, what they have done, what they have tested on us, and what they further plan to test on. Because now they're speeding up their process. Now they got to come up with more things. Now we got to come up with more ways to keep people interested in our technology, is what they're saying. So that's why we always have to be aware of these things. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's exactly what he's always been doing, because He'll speak all these good things, but the whole time it's really to hurt people. And you got a lot of people out there that's in love with technology, not just your phones and all this other stuff. No, I'm talking about even the science of this society. Because I talked to one person, they was like, "No, we need to give into science. We need to love science because without it, we ain't nothing." But that's not true. This is Ezekiel 3:17. This is the last scripture. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel." And the Lord definitely made us watchmen because we got to be aware of these things. People that give into the technology, that's they're the ones that's going to be screwed over in the end. Because why? In this society, is nothing but lies, and people fall for it. People genuinely believe that this society is that great to the point that you can trust in it. So let's go into that word watchman. It says, as in keeper, a person who takes care of a property, sometimes for an absent owner. It says a person or group that watches over someone or something. And so we watch over the flock by the Lord's will. Let's go back to the first one. It says a person who takes care of property, sometimes for an absent owner. And you could say like the Lord's an absent owner because guess what? He's sending us out to do his work in his absence till he comes back and destroy this place. So he sent us out by the Lord as well. He sent us out to actually warn the flock, keep the flock in check. Be like, hey, this is what it is. Be aware of these things because until the Lord comes back and ultimately destroy this place. So that's pretty much I have going into that. So Lord willing, this is edifying. With that, shalom.